while we're in this pandemic, okay, I saw this video and I just had to talk about it. The video title was The Difference Between a Husband and a Boyfriend. And so many of us date and we get into relationships and we see people that essentially, when you ask them for a commitment, or if you think about marriage, you think about anything family oriented, their answer is probably, let's just let it flow. The formula isn't broke. We don't need to fix it. Marriage is just a paper, all these things, because maybe you are committed. Maybe you are in love. Maybe you even live together. But here's the problem with this ideology. You're a husband before you find your wife. And women, we are wives before we find our husband. It's the character. You understand? It's the way we think. It's how you decide to better yourself, to equip yourself for the desired relationship and commitment status that you want. If you want to be a wife, you are that beforehand. That means you have to prepare yourself by not just, successfully adulting by having a job and having maybe, a passion and a career and something that motivates you, but spiritually, have you worked on yourself? Emotionally, have you worked on yourself? Childhood trauma, have you worked on yourself? Financially, are you in debt? Can you handle a house? Can you handle a home? Can you handle student loans, maybe that you had in college? Can you handle your children's possible college, tuition that's coming up? These are things that are real life marriage problems. They're union problems. They're partnership problems. And if we haven't made ourselves candidates to become the character that it takes to be a wife or a husband, then when you go out there and date and you say you want these things, you're applying for jobs that you're not qualified for. And God's not going to give that to you. Right? He doesn't give you more than you can handle, but he's definitely not going to give you something that you can't handle just to say you had it and now it's gone. The character that we work on, the routines, the things we do every single day, they build us up to be the husband or wife, if that's what you're going for, if that's what you're looking for in a relationship, that you will be in that union. Before you find your husband, are you ready to be a wife? And what comes with it? Have you worked on compromising, ego, loving other people's family, how well you can, forgive, how well you hold anger? Have you worked on these things? And for men, the same thing. Have you cut off all your other girls? Have you prepared yourself to be someone that when they see you, women and men, they go, that is the manifestation of all my prayers. That's who God chose for me. I know it because I can identify it. It's everything I asked for. Have you done the work to where you can say that's who you are and you're ready to be a wife and a husband? Because if you haven't, then you can't ask God for this. You can't ask God for healing in the form of a new relationship that turns into a marriage when you're not ready to let go of the things that's actually making you sick and making you not qualifiable. We got to remember that in scripture, it says you found a wife. It doesn't say he made you a wife. And it's the same thing for our husbands. They got to have the character, the mindset, and the ability to be who we need them to be, that when we see them, it's simply just them identifying with what we put out into the universe, what we ask God for as, oh, that's him, right? Same way you could say, red shirt, blue jeans. It's going to be, oh, he's caring. He's thoughtful. He's ready to embrace me. He's ready to think about a family. He's ready to look at my family as his family. These are the things. And we do that work before we get into the marriage that we find. And while we're all in this pandemic, mind my whole get up, let's work on ourselves. Let's be the best versions of ourselves that when we see our partner, they know us. God bless.